before I forget that job. Okay, recording. Yeah, if you need me at any point, also, you can pop a little message in the chat. I am going to try and make this a little bit interactive. So also feel free to answer in the chat or wave your hand if you want to answer out loud. But try and get involved as much as you can, because the more you get involved, the more you're going to actually remember this information. Yeah, and you'll be able to remember it, and you'll be able to tell your friends as well. Maybe you might be able to educate your mummies and daddies too, or your dancing teachers. Right, come on then. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. I've got a little presentation. Hopefully you should be able to see the presentation and my face at the same time. But who knows? Give me 1 second. So if I click in here. Okay. Can everybody see my presentation? Yes. Is it big screen? Yeah. Yay. Okay. Is this little box of humans getting in the way of anything, or is that out of the way for you guys? Can you just see me?
It's out of the way.
It's out of the way? Perfect. Okay, so nutrition for Irish dancers. We're going to talk really simply about what's important for us at our age, at our stage, what we're doing as Irish dancers, and why food is important for that. So it's going to be quite simple, I would hope. Lots of things that you can take away, and then we're going to set a goal at the end. Individual goals, no right or wrong answers, just something that you've taken from today that you can put into place, starting from today, starting from tomorrow. Yeah. So a little bit about me first. I'll introduce myself. Welcome, dancers. Here's some nice food for you all to look at. So here we go. About me. I thought I'd put some pictures up there because it gets a bit boring just looking at writing, doesn't it? So here's little me. Can you see my mouse as well? Yeah. So here's little me. I started dancing when I was 7 years old. So I was quite old compared to most people in my age group. I absolutely loved it when I was little. But look at me there, like no makeup. Look at that hair. Those dresses. The dress is nearly bigger than me, isn't it? So back in the day, 7 years old, I started dancing. And then I was very lucky. I worked super hard. I was very lucky to have parents that really, really helped me towards all of my goals. And a lot of that was to do with being super busy and making sure that I had the right things to eat, that I had lots of water to take to school and to dancing, that I had packed lunches that were really nutritious and that were going to keep me energized. Anybody on here gets super, super tired at the end of school, and then you've got to get home, get sorted, eat something really quick, and then get to dancing? Yeah? Or does anybody not even get to go home between school and dancing sometimes? Yeah, we've got busy lives. So I was very lucky that my parents were really good at helping me with that. So I went on and I won the World Championships 3 times, which I'm still very, very proud of. And I still find it very hard to say that out loud because it feels a bit weird saying that out loud. So I was very lucky. And then I went on to join Lord of the Dance too. So that was pretty cool. That's this picture here. And then I also danced in Magic of the Dance, which is another show that I worked in, and I still work in now. So this is just so that you have an idea of why I'm the best person to give you this information. So then I left touring and I went to university and I studied criminology, which is the study of why people commit crime, which is very strange compared to all the other things that I've done. And I still haven't used anything to do with that degree, but that doesn't matter because I'm here helping you guys today. And then I began working as Move with Meg. So I qualified as a personal trainer and I started my business Move with Meg because I realised that Irish dancers, we're very good at working super hard. We're very good at turning up at class. What we're not very good at is stretching. Give me a wave if you think you're not very good at spending enough time stretching. Yeah, me too still. And I'm 29. Yes. Yeah. So I realised that. I also realised we don't have that much information about, okay, to turn our feet out, we need to do this, or to do all those things, we need to do this. So I thought, right, I want to teach people that because that's what I would have wanted to know when I was younger. So I decided that that's what I was going to do. So there's some pictures here of me teaching some dancers. Then I also still work as a tour manager for a couple of different shows for a company. So here's a show an orchestra show of the Lion King that I was managing, which is another just random thing that I ended up doing that I just thought would be interesting for you guys to know. And then here's my little Move with Meg. So I have 3 businesses. I've got Move with Meg, which is this bottom one. I've got Meaningful Meg, which doesn't link at all, but I thought I'd tell you about it. And then this one, which is going to help you today, Munch with Meg, about fueling your body and knowing how to make things, or knowing how to learn about what's important for our body for fuel. You wouldn't go out in your car without thinking, oh, is there enough petrol in this car? So why do we think that it's okay sometimes to go out and not have drank enough water and to go to dance class? Or maybe not have given ourselves enough nutrients, enough fruit and vegetables, enough carbohydrates. Yeah, so we're going to talk about all those things today. So that's just a little bit of information. So you know, okay, Megan does know what she's talking about a little bit, maybe. Yeah? So why is food important for Irish dancing? I'm going to stop this share for a moment because I want to see if any of you want to offer why you think food is important for Irish dancing. You can raise your hand, you can write in the chat. Yeah, whatever feels comfortable for you guys. Does anybody know? Why is it important? Chloe, where are you, Chloe? Hiding. There you are. I'm going to unmute you there. Tell us, why is food important? Can you unmute yourself there, actually? You guys are good at this Zoom stuff now.
It's good to have good food and everything, because you need to have a lot of energy for Irish dancing.
Yes, energy, fantastic. Yeah, really good reason, isn't it? Does anybody feel the difference if they haven't had good food? Does anyone ever notice that difference in their energy? Yeah. Anybody got any other reasons why it's important for us to have food? I've got another raised hand. Who is that? Let me see. Molly, have you got a raised hand? Unmute yourself there, Molly.
Because we need food to fuel us, so we'll be able to do our work properly, and we won't have to have naps during the day.
Yes. Oh my goodness, but aren't naps the best thing though? I love a nap. But you are so right. So we've got enough energy to get us from the start of the day when we get up and we go to school to get us all the way through to the end when we go to bed. Yeah, absolutely right. Anybody else got any other reasons? I'll give you a little hint or a little tip. Some of the smaller people need it for something to help them. If you are small, if you are younger, what happens when you get older? What does your body do?
It's for growth, maybe?
Yes. So it's important that we have nutritious food to help us grow, yeah? And help our muscles grow, really important. Any more reasons? There's so many reasons. We'll talk through them all anyway in a second. But there are so many reasons. Okay, let's get back to our presentation then. Let me get back onto here. Okay, you answered a lot of the key points here. Well done, you guys. So let's see if I click next. So energy, that was the first one you all said, wasn't it? Energy, super important to be able to get to dancing, to be able to work hard. Growth, yeah. We're all young dancers, including me. Yes, I am joking. I have hopefully fully grown by now. But lots of you are growing, and you're at a really important part of your life where your growth and how you grow is going to be important for your dance career. So growth is important. All of our body functions. So breathing, that's important for dancing, isn't it? If we can't breathe properly because our body hasn't got the right nutrients, then we're not going to be able to dance to the end of our dance as well. Yeah, digesting food. So if we're eating good, we're going to be able to take the nutritious things out of the food rather than just getting rid of it. Keeping warm as well. So your body keeping warm, but also sweating, helping us to regulate our temperature. So lots and lots of important things. Recovery, yeah. Who has a dance class? And I think lots of us now, we're going to be quite sore after dance class when we finally go back and do full dances, don't we? We're going to be all sore the next day. Anybody get sore muscles? Give me a little wave if you get those. Yeah. So it helps that. It helps us to recover faster and better. It helps us to prevent injury because our muscles will be stronger if they have all these nutrients from good food. Helps us, be stronger, and also helps us have a strong immune system. What does a strong immune system mean? Does anybody know the answer to that? What does our immune system stop us getting?
Viruses, the immune system.
Yes, yeah. And how important is that we talk about that right now? Yeah. So it helps us fight against any illnesses, even if that's a cough and a cold going around school. If you've got a competition at the weekend and you want to be your strongest, you want to be your best, then it's really important that you have all these good things in your body so that your body can say, no, not for me. I'm not going to have that cough. I'm going to still be able to dance my best this weekend. Yeah. Oh, 1 second. I don't know what's happened here. Let me see. Am I back? Right there. Can you see my screen again? No? Right there. Something popped up. Give me a little second. Share screen. Am I back? Give me a thumbs up, everyone. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. So they're all the important reasons. Well done, and you got a good few of those. Now, next up, why is water important for Irish dancers? And I'm going to have a little drink while I talk about this one. I'm going to stop that share. Who wants to put their hand up and tell me why water is important? Do we know? Connor, where are you? Hiding. Connor, unmute yourself.
I think water is important because you won't get thirsty during dancing.
Yes. Yes. Do you get thirsty during dancing, Connor?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to talk about that in a moment. Why do we think we get thirsty? Does anyone know? Someone just said in the chat, what did they say? That wasn't a good answer. Hydration. Yes. Fluids in our body keep us hydrated. Help us concentrate. Ava, well done. Fantastic. Gives us energy as well. Oh, that was the food one, I think. Good. Yes. Okay. Again, lots of really, really good answers there. We're going to talk about those now and why it is important. Who drinks water here with a bit of a raise of hands? Or does some of us have squash instead? Few of my clients, I always say, get that squash out of my gym. Yeah? Okay. So why is water important? So many reasons for this. Number one, prevents dehydration. And we're going to talk about dehydration a little bit more in a moment. Somebody mentioned that. Fantastic that you know that. That's really good. Again, helps us digest our food. So it helps us to get the good bits out of the food. There is no point in eating all this good food but not drinking enough water, so our body can't take the good bits out of the food. Protects our tissues, spinal cord, and our joints. Our joints as Irish dancers, and when you get old like me, you start to realise that Irish dancing does work hard your joints. Yeah, so by drinking lots of water, it helps us, helps our joints function. It gets rid of waste from the body, so it gets rid of sort of anything that's going to help hinder our performance, stop us being able to perform well, helps boost our energy, improves our mood. Anyone ever been in that mood where they're turning up to dancing and they think, oh, I don't really feel like being here today? You can admit it. Yeah, I do that sometimes. And you think, oh, I'd much rather be at home. Yeah, sometimes that's actually because we haven't drank enough water. So imagine if you drank lots more water and all of the time you felt like, yes, I'm ready for dancing. Would we get better faster, do you think, at dancing? Yeah, because we'd get the best out of all our classes, wouldn't we? Helps us fight off illness, like we were already talking about. Yes, thumb up, Chloe, thank you for that one. Regulates body temperature, we spoke about that one again. Allows us to perform better. Someone said this one, I think it was Ava, helps our brain. Yeah, concentration, being able to still be concentrating at the end of dancing, still being able to pick up new steps, still having space in our brain to take on more information. Would that make us better dancers, do you think? Would that mean we could get more out of dance class? Yeah. And keeps our blood pressure healthy, which is super important for getting blood to all of the muscles that we need to work super hard. So give me a thumbs up if you think, wow, water's actually really, really, really important. I didn't realise it did all those things. Yeah. And it's something so simple. We are so lucky that we can just go to a tap in our house and pour some water out and we can drink it. And we know it's healthy and we know that it's good enough for us to drink. How lucky are we to have that? We need to use that now, because if it's going to give us all of these things, if I told you there's a medicine out there and it will make you have all these things, you'd be like, yes, I want to take that medicine. But you don't need medicine because you've got the water. And the water does all those things. Yeah, so it's super important. Dehydration. Somebody mentioned this. What can dehydration do? It can zap our strength. Yeah, does anyone get to the end of dance class and their legs are really tired? Or they get to the end of their dance and they're really tired? Yeah. Dehydration can zap that strength. It can zap your energy. What about coordination? Who thinks we use quite a lot of coordination when it comes to dancing? Yeah, we use loads, being able to hold the body still while the legs are moving, thinking about crossing this leg while this leg's twisting, while this leg's hopping, while this one's jumping. Yeah, so imagine if you lost some of that coordination, we wouldn't be able to practice as well. We wouldn't be able to dance as good. So it's really important that we stop dehydration happening. And here, read this part, mild. So even a small bit of dehydration can really stop us from performing our best. Who wants to always perform their best? Who thinks, oh yes, I know that performing my best is going to get me into that next level. It's going to make me hit my dance goals. Yeah. So simply by drinking a little bit more water each day, we can make sure that we're much more likely to hit those goals and those targets. Does that make sense? Yeah? Cool. Okay. If you feel thirsty, who feels thirsty in the day sometimes? Yeah. What about a dancing when you're working super hard? What about right now when I'm talking lots? Yeah. If you feel thirsty, you're already on the way to dehydration. Your body tells you it's thirsty after it is a little bit thirsty before that. So if you feel thirst, maybe have a think, oh, how much water have I actually drank today? Maybe I need to get a little bit better at just drinking when I'm not thirsty. Give me a wave of hands. Who drinks when they're not thirsty? Yes, well done. Yeah. Some of us might not, and that's fine, but now's the time to start thinking about that and realizing, oh, actually, maybe I could do better at that. Yeah? Good. Dehydration. You should drink water before. Who drinks water before they go to dancing? I never used to. I used to just think, I've got loads of water for when I get thirsty during class. Yeah, but some of you guys have got your hands up. Well done. You should drink it before as well as during and after. Because before allows us to prepare our body. Yeah, so it tells our body, here's lots of water, get ready for dance class, because then it will allow us to train harder. Who thinks that would make us better dancers? Yeah, it allows us to train better because we can concentrate for longer. Yeah, and it allows us to train for much longer periods of time. So overall, that's going to help us become a much better dancer, isn't it? Yeah. So water. Who thinks I'm a bit obsessed with water by the sounds of what I'm talking about here? Yes, Molly, I can see you drinking that. Go, girl. Yeah. So water is so important. And I'm really passionate, and I always talk about water just because it's so easy. It's an easy thing. Lots of people don't like the taste of it, but really it doesn't taste that bad, does it? Does anybody not like the taste of water? Give me a raise of hands. No, a little bit. Iblana, am I saying that right? Yeah, a couple of us don't like the taste of it. And for you guys, all it is to start small, start with a little bit, start with a little bottle and just say, give yourself the challenge of finishing that water bottle today. And then gradually over time, you realise, actually, it's not that bad. Yeah. So water is one of our main things that we should think about for dancing. And if we can get all those benefits from doing something so simple, then I think it's a good plan. Okay, next up, what have we got next? How much water should we drink? Big question. So, as young athletes, you guys should be drinking. So this depends on your age. If you're older, you should be drinking about 2 litres a day. But if you're young, you should be drinking about 1.5 litres a day. Now, those small little water bottles that you'd get from the shop, that's 500 millilitres. So you want to try and drink 3 of those a day. Give me a wave if you think that's far too much. Connor's just gone to get some water. Well done, Connor. Give me a wave if you think that's far too much. There's no way I could drink 3 of those. Yeah, some people do think that. Now, if you wake up in the morning and you think, right, the first thing you do in the morning, you've got some water and you already start drinking it. You're already on the right road. Then by the time you've got to lunchtime at school, you've probably finished your first bottle of water. Then by the time you get home from school, you're on the second one. And then when you go to dancing, you should have 2 or 3. Yeah? So actually, if you start this habit of starting drinking water first thing in the morning, it will make it so much easier. Another little tip is to have one beside you at all times. So I end up just drinking because I can see it in my eye line and I just think, oh yeah, I'll have a little sip there. So if you have a drink with you at all times, you're way more likely to drink it. Yeah. So even if you're sitting at home watching the television, or you're sitting at home on your iPad, because no one watches the telly anymore, do they? They watch YouTube and all these things, or they play with their fidget toys or whatever you guys do these days. Yeah. You should have some water just beside you and you're way more likely to drink it. And then it just makes life easier for everyone, doesn't it? Yeah. So why do you think we need more water when we're dancing? Can you see that? So it says we need 2.5 litres on the days where we're dancing or practicing or playing sport. Who thinks they might know why that is? Let's see if we got any new handies up. Oh, let me see. In the chat, got some raised hands. Who's raised their hands? Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. I'm looking for you. I'm trying to find some different. Aisling! Yes, Aisling.
You lose water when you sweat.
Yes, well done. Spot on. Who sweats when they're at dance class? If you don't, you're not working hard enough. I'm only joking. Some people are less sweaty than others. Yeah? We sweat and we lose water, don't we? Yeah? But what that means is we're losing that ability to send water to the brain, to send water to our muscles, to get blood around the body. So we need to keep topping it up more when we're sweating. Well done. Really good answer. Let me share my screen again, you guys. You're very good. You know all the answers to this. Sometimes we just need to listen to it and hear it again, don't we? So that we think, oh yeah, I knew that, but I've forgotten. I haven't really been doing it. So food, a little bit about food. We're not going to do too much in detail about food, but we're going to talk about a few different things. There's lots of different types of food. One of these ones are nice vegetables. Who likes vegetables? Give me a raise of hands. Yeah, okay, good. What about these ones? Who likes these? Cakes, sweets, chocolate, yes. Even crisps, things like that. Yeah? Okay. What types of food are there then? Does anybody know any types of food? There's lots of different types. Does anybody know any different categories that there might be? Yeah, raise your hand. Fruits, yes, well done. Suzia. Sorry if I'm saying your name's wrong. Anyone else know any? High protein, carbs, fantastic. Vegetables, yes. Good, you lot are wise. You know all the answers are, you don't even need me, do you? You know all the answers to this. I wonder whether you put them into practice. Okay, yeah. So you've pretty got most of those. What types of food are there? Let's have a look. We're going to talk about them and what they are good for. Carbohydrates. So these are good for energy. They give us calcium, which is good for your bones and teeth. And they give us vitamin B. Okay? That is found in, give me a wave of hands if you like pasta. Who likes pasta? Yes. What about rice? Rice, yes. What about oats? Anyone have oats? Porridge? What about potatoes? Yes, love our potatoes. What about sweet potatoes? Yeah, noodles. Connor, you're just keeping your hand up the whole time there. Yeah. Good. Bread, barley, and rye. So our carbohydrates are our energy food. They are so important for us as dancers. Yeah. Who has some of those foods in most of their meals? Yeah. Really good. And it's important that we do, especially as we're young and we are growing. They're super, super important. Yeah. Important for our brain health as well. Well done. Okay. Protein. Protein helps our body grow and repair. Probably one of the most important things as dancers, as sports people, as athletes that we need. Yes. When we dance for long periods of time, our muscles get tired, they also get these little tiny tears, like really, really small. You wouldn't even be able to see them. But protein in our body goes in like a little sewer, goes in like a little seamstress and sews those back up. When it sews them back up, the muscles get stronger and mean that we can dance for longer and harder next time. So who thinks that who eats meat? Anyone eat like nice meat? Chicken? Yes. Likes meat, good. So protein is in that, it's really important. Fish, what about fish? Who eats fish? Yeah, I got some of those faces. Ugh. Fish is super important in our diet as well. Eggs, who likes their eggs in the morning? Yeah, I'm going to have some in a moment after this. I don't know what notes means, but it definitely meant to say nuts. Nuts, yes. Probably some youngsters not as much fans of nuts, but if you eat the others, you're fine. Beans, lentils, peas, dal, corn, and soya. So some things there, if you're vegetarian or vegan, you still can get all your protein from these other foods. So super important that we get stronger by eating our protein. Good. Dairy. Who likes milk? Who likes yogurts? Who likes cheese? Yes. Good. Super important for our bone and our teeth health. Yes. We don't really use our teeth when we're Irish dancing, do we? Unless we go on stage and we have to do a lovely big smile. Yes. So our teeth are important, but also our bones. Yeah. If we have strong bones, we are less likely to get injured. We are more likely to be able to train for harder and longer. Yeah. With that less likely chance of getting injured. Okay. Super important. Really good. Okay. Fruit and vegetables, of course. These are super important. They help us keep full so we don't crave sugar and things like that. They help us have a healthy digestive system so we get all the goodness out of our food. They are full of nutrients that help us be strong. They help us, our antioxidants stop us getting those viruses or those illnesses so we don't have to miss dance class or school, yeah? Who thinks they're going to be a better dancer if they don't miss any dance classes? Yes, 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 yes. So important that we have a healthy immune system, and then antioxidants in fruit and vegetables help us with that. Okay, all fruit and vegetables. Now, the other important thing about fruit and veggies, have you ever heard anybody say, eat the rainbow? Yeah, and not on the Skittles advert. Yeah, eat the rainbow. All of your different fruits and veg and all the different colours give you different nutrients and different things that your body needs. So carrots are great for your eyesight. You've probably heard that before. They're also really good for your skin. The orange in them is really good for those things. Purple things are good for different things. Green things are good for different things. So eat lots of different colours. Yeah, it also makes your plate look a bit more exciting, doesn't it? Yeah, nice rainbow plate. Okay, and then the last section is fats and sugars. Who eats fats and sugars? We all do, don't we? Yeah, we all do. And that's okay. You can't feel bad about that. Yeah, we are allowed them. But they give us lots of energy, but not very much nutrients. So who sometimes feels like, oh, I'm going to have this sugary drink before dancing because it gives me loads of energy? Does anybody think that? Or even before a competition? That's fine sometimes. No, sometimes. Some of us. Yeah. So, yes, they give us lots of energy, our fats and our sugars, but what they don't give us is many nutrients. So if we just ate chocolate and sweets and all those things all day or all week, or we didn't eat any vegetables and we just had sweets and we had crisps and we had jam on our toast with butter, yeah, and biscuits with our cups of tea, then all that's going to happen is we'll have lots of energy, but we won't be able to fight off disease. Our muscles won't get stronger. We might be more at risk of getting injured. Yeah. So it's important that we have those things in our diet, but we just have lots more of the other better things like our fruit and veg. Does that make sense? Yeah. Cool. Okay. Next up, here's a little plate. So this is what your plate should look like. Okay. So it's important that we have lots of water. She says it again. You know, I love my water. Also some dairy. Yes, important that we have some dairy in our diet. Whole grains, these are our carbs. Whole grains, so like brown bread, yeah, or brown or whole grain rice. Those are better than the white versions because they keep us fuller for longer. They've got more nutrients in, yeah, and they make us have energy for longer rather than shorter. Vegetables, yes. Who has some of those on their dinner plate? Yeah, good. Fruits throughout the day, yes. Fruits, and again, all the colours of the fruits are important too. All those different colours. Healthy proteins like our meats, our eggs, our fish, our nuts, our lentils, yeah, and our healthy oils. So that should be the makeup of most of your meals. Now, is there any cakes on there? Is there any sugar on there? No, but that also doesn't mean, and this is where it's super important, balance. What does balance mean in this context? When I'm talking about this, what does balance mean? I saw a hand. Anyone got a hand up? A balanced diet. Yes, what does a balanced diet mean? Anyone else that hasn't spoken to me? Yes, Oshin.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, yes. Who thinks that they are good at doing that? A little bit of everything. Having the good things, having the bad things. They're not even bad, are they? If they're in balance, they are not bad, and that's the thing. Who thinks maybe they might be a little bit off balance and they have a little bit too many crisps and they have a bit too much chocolate and they have too much fizzy drinks? Yeah, some of us. Well done for being honest. Who thinks it might be the other way and they're too strict and they say, no, you're not having sugar, you're not having sweets, you're not having any chocolate. And then they think, yeah, it's important that we find that balance in the middle. You can have all of these foods and be healthy and be a good dancer and turn up and make the best out of all your dance classes. Yeah, so it's important that we find that balance and we know it's okay. I love training, I love working out, but I also love food. Yeah, and I love good food, I love bad food, but I have a nice healthy balance where I eat really, really healthy. And then if I fancy a treat and if I fancy a snack that's not as good for me, I don't feel bad for having it because I know I've got all my nutrients from all my other food. Does that make sense? Give me a little nod or a wave or a yeah. Yeah, cool. Okie doke, we are nearly there. This is when we're going to start talking about maybe some goals. Dun, dun, dun. Let me get it out. Okay, then. Here we go. This is where I want you to get involved. I want you to get your pen and paper, or you can do this in your brain, or you can do it on your iPad, or whatever you're on. I want you to think about one thing that you're going to do after today to try to improve your nutrition. So just one thing. So when we set goals, it's after something like this, we're all excited. We think, right, I'm going to be so healthy. I'm going to drink loads of water and blah, blah, blah. All these things, but we get too excited and we often over egg it and we think, I'm going to do all of those things tomorrow and I'm going to do it all at the same time. But we are more likely then to stop doing it. So I just want you to set one goal, whether that be drink more water, whether that be to eat more different coloured vegetables, whether that be to actually eat more protein or to drink less sugary drinks. Every single one of you, I want you to have a little think and write down a goal. And we might share some of those in a second if you want to. Yeah, so write that down and then we'll get to the next bit. So just write down your one thing that you want to improve on. I'll give you a minute or two to do that and then we will have a little talk about the next bit. If you want to share yours in the little chat, share it now so we can have a little read through so I can see what your goals are. Yeah, so pop them in the chat box so we can have a little look. Now, so we set our goals, great. How are we going to know if we've done it? So if I've said, I'm going to drink more water, I'm going to drink 3 of these bottles a day, how am I going to know if I've done that? Number one, I will have drank 3 bottles and I will know because I've filled them up. But can I track it? Could I maybe write it down somewhere? Could I maybe have a little water tracker? And if your goal is water, send me a message after. I have a water tracker that you can print out and put it on your wall, and you can tick it off each day. So if you are doing that, you can send me a little message after and I'll get that sent out to you, or I'll send it on so it can get sent out to all of you guys. Yeah. So whether it's water, maybe it's vegetables, how are you going to track that? Maybe you're going to make your own little tracker where you can write in the colours that you've eaten that day. Maybe you might want to go away and spend a little time having a little research and finding out for yourself what all the different colours have in them. So why is purple good for me? Why is eating aubergine good? Why is eating green peppers good for me? Why is eating yellow peppers good for me? Why is eating carrots good for me? Yeah? So write down how you're going to measure it. And then the very last question, why do you want to do it? Why? Why are you going to commit to doing that? Not just because Megan said it was good for me. No, I want you to think even better than that. I want you to think, because I'll be able to concentrate longer at dancing, and that will mean I'll be able to remember my steps better. Maybe it's because my muscles aren't too strong, and sometimes I twist my ankle and I have to have a couple of weeks off dancing, and I know that if I eat better, that won't happen as much. Yeah, have a little think. Why is it important for you to do this? For you, for your dancing, have a think. Yeah, and then we'll have a look and just see these. I'm going to have a look and read through some of these then. Who's shared them? Make sure I make a list of good foods and make sure I eat them during the week. Brilliant, Chloe. More balanced. Well done, Molly. Make a table. Yes, like that. Drink more. Fabulous. Will feel better when you drink more water. Yeah, so Tracy, that's your why, isn't it? You're going to do it because you're going to feel better. Eat more vegetables, drink more water before I get thirsty. I like that one. That's a favourite of mine. Eat more dairy foods. Good. Eat more vegetables, drink more water, reduce eating chocolate and drink more water. Well done. Can't eat dairy, Trace. That's okay. There's other options to get those good things out as well. You usually have snacks after dance class, but it could crack or something. Yeah, absolutely. So making healthier snacks. Well done, you guys. Really good. And I like to see the varied answers there as well. Really, really good. Okay. Finishing off then. The last little bit. Who feels excited that they've got some goals? Yeah. You guys, I want to know how you get on. I want to hear all about it. So if you don't already, I've got these 2 Instagram pages or Facebook pages. Munch with Meg is my page where I post what I'm eating. I post some recipes, easy recipes, healthy recipes, different things that might give you ideas of, oh, I didn't realise I could get my vegetables in by doing that. Yeah, so you could have a little look at that page. And also Move with Meg is my training page. If you reach your goals, if you've got any questions, I'd love you to send me a message. Yeah, if you've got any questions also, after, we'll do some questions now, but if you've got any questions after this session, in the week when you think, oh, Megan said that, but I don't really know what she meant, send me a message and I will get back to each and every one of you. All right? So, with all of that said, who has any questions or who wants to share their goals or what have we learned? Give us a raise of hands if you felt like you learned something today. Yeah, good. Give me a raise of hands if you think you knew quite a lot of that information, but the recap was really helpful. Or you knew lots of that information, but you didn't really think about how much this was going to help you dancing or impact you dancing. Yeah. And when we look at it and we link it to dancing, it makes us way more likely to go away today and actually do these things. Who feels like, yes, I like your water tracker, Aisling? Who feels like they're like a bit excited to go and start drinking more water or to go and eat more vegetables because now they know, oh, if this is going to help me dance better, then I'm going to be way more likely to do it. Yeah, good. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions at all? No worries. Thank you, Simon, Dave, Daisy. Thank you for joining. Don't worry if there is no questions. And if you think of some after today, like I said, just send me a little message. Snack recommendations. Yes. Anyone like hummus? Ooh, some of you are like, ooh. Hummus. What about peppers? Chopped up peppers, chopped up apples. Yeah. Fruit. I always think, oh, it's so much easier to grab a biscuit. It's so much easier to grab a packet of crisps. But do you know what? Who actually enjoys the taste of fruit and vegetables? Yeah. How nice are strawberries? How nice are blueberries? How nice are bananas? Does anyone like bananas? How nice are peppers? Sweet peppers. You know, they're yellow peppers and they're really sweet. Yeah. So chopping those up, the best trick that I do is when I get home from shopping. So when mum gets home from shopping, or when dad gets home, or when whoever gets home from shopping, ask them, can I have a pepper there? And chop it up. Obviously, ask if you're allowed to use the knife first. Don't just go ahead and do so. Or ask mum or dad to do it. Chop it up and have it in the fridge. That way, it's easier. You don't have to do anything. You go to the fridge and there is chopped up peppers, chopped up carrots, chopped up apples. You can take it out. And instead of having your crisps, you've got those. Yeah? Snacks. Other snacks. Rice cakes are good snacks. Yeah, better than eating a biscuit. I always have little rice cakes instead of biscuits with my cup of tea because I still feel like I'm having a little biscuit. It's got a little bit of chocolate on it, but it's dark chocolate, also much healthier for you. Any other questions? Any other questions? No? Okay. Well, remember, you can always send me a message. Yeah, I will get back to Chloe. Chloe, unmute yourself. Can't hear you.
What got you into eating healthy foods?
Say that again.
What got you into eating healthy foods?
Do you know what got me into that? My mum and dad were very, very good. Well, my mum especially was very good at, she understood that it was going to help my performance, and she understood that I was a very, very, very busy little lady when I was younger. So I did all the different sports. Put your hand up if you do something other than Irish dancing as well. Yeah? How many of us? So I did swimming, dancing, drama, piano, guitar, gymnastics, and school. Okay. And lots of those I did until I was not very old, but like older. So my mum knew that it was super important for me because I would get really tired and I would get really run down and I would get poorly, and then I wouldn't be able to do all my activities to the best of my ability. And so I'm very lucky that she set that up in my own head. So I think it's important that we start making our own habits. Yeah, and we can share this information, can't we, with our mums and dads? We can share it with brothers and sisters. If your brother or sister plays a different sport, all this information will help them too, won't it? So maybe you can go and tell them, you need to drink more water. You can be me then. You can say, you need to drink more water. Yeah. So that's how I got into it, Chloe. And I love food as well. So that's why, really. Good question. Any other questions before we finish? Is it bad to eat snacks throughout the day? No, absolutely not. If you're eating a packet of crisps 4 times a day, then yes, that's bad. But we spoke about balance, didn't we? So maybe you could have one bad snack and a couple of good snacks. Yeah? And that makes us have that nice balance. And snacking is important for you guys because you are growing. So if you feel hungry, a snack is important. Yeah? Connor, have you got a question?
Is chocolate healthy?
I mean, do you want the real answer to that question? Dark chocolate is actually good for you if you have it in moderation. Moderation meaning not 4 slabs a day. Yeah. And like I said, if it's part of a balanced diet, then it doesn't give you loads of nutrients, but it's not terribly bad for you as long as you're not eating loads of it. So, like all things that we said are sugary and are fatty, as long as you're eating them alongside your vegetables and all of your other things that are giving you nutrients, then no, they're not terrible for you. But if you ate chocolate for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, then you might turn into Augustus Gloop out of the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Does anyone know who I mean? Yeah. Okay. Chloe, last question then, and then the rest of you, if you do have questions left. Oh, is that another question? No, that's the same question as before, isn't it? Yeah. Okie doke. Well, well done, everybody. I want to say thank you for having me, number one. And secondly, well done for all being so interactive and getting involved. I think you should all be really proud of yourselves